Hello, everybody. How are things? So, anyhow, one of my abilities as a time wizard is that I can step into other dimensions and see how things are. And, that means I'm sometimes able to see really strange and awful things. And, there's a few of those I want to talk about right now. So, start with a little background. There's in this alternate universe, there's a woman named Anita not Anita Sarkeesian. Freudian slip there. No, Ana Kasparian. Ana Kasparian, like Miss Sarkeesian, actually is Armenian, and she's also very, very left-wing. Not quite as left-wing as like Jimmy Dore or something. They got into a big fight over Jimmy Dore being opposed to war, and Ana Kasparian thinking that war is a sometimes food. But, anyhow, she's very far left, and she's made a lot of statements about how trans people are fine, and they should be allowed to do whatever, and whatever. And, in a normal universe, that would mean the people who she's praising and, what all that, would like her. But, not in Clown World. Not in Clown World. So, anyhow, she's been a woman for a long time. And, as a woman, she got the idea into her head that, maybe she would like it if people called her a woman. And specifically if they did not call her, an abortion person, or, an ape with a uterus. Or I think the term she particularly took umbrage to was, birthing person. Which literally sounds like something that, the bad guys in one of the Dune novels would do with women they had completely dehumanized. And so she said, don't call me a birthing person, I'm a woman. And, well, that's where she made a big mistake. Because, you see, the only people who are allowed to demand to be called women are gender non-conforming males. If you demand to be called a woman, and you actually are a woman, that's discriminatory. And and why would you even do that? Why would you even do that? Because, you're obviously starting a fight. Why would you demand to be called a woman unless you're trying to start a fight? If you actually are a woman. If you're a gender non-conforming male and you demand to be called a woman, you're not starting a fight. You're just being completely normal. Because if you're a gender non-conforming male, demanding that people call you a woman is a completely normal thing to do that is definitely not an attempt to troll people. But, if you're a woman and you do that, well, then you're in big trouble. Then you done messed up. So, and this is how I realized, this is the point at which I realized I've been taking all of the crazy pills. Because I'm now in some kind of a fever dream where it is acceptable for a gender non-conforming male, like, for example, the guy who, the person who was a convicted sex offender and a heterosexual man who went into the Wii Spa and showed her male parts to various people there, including children. That's okay. That person, that heterosexual male person, who is also a sex offender, on the sex offender registry, it's apparently okay for that person to demand to be called a woman. But if an actual woman demands to be called a woman, that's TERF stuff. TERF, by the way, that's, if you're not familiar with what that is, basically it's a word that creeps made up to bully women. That's really all you need to know about that word. To be more specific, it's a word for women who think they have a right to be considered women and don't consider gender non-conforming males and women to be the same thing. People who think maybe using the same word for gender non-conforming males and women isn't correct. Maybe because they're completely different people with completely different body types and completely different experiences, maybe they should have different words used for them. So, if you believe in using different words for different things, you're a TERF, okay? Just want to throw that out there. That's basically how the the very enlightened left will put it to you. You don't think that a gender non-conforming male is a woman? Well, you know who doesn't think gender non-conforming males are women? TERFs. Also Nazis, because you're apparently a Nazi if you don't think a gender non-conforming male is a woman. I wish I was kidding. That is a literal thing I have seen actual people say at City Hall meetings, no less. So yeah, because if there's anything we remember about those people, it's that they didn't consider gender non-conforming males to be women. That's the main problem with those people. It wasn't, you know, all those millions of people they murdered. No. It was that they considered gender non-conforming males and women to be different people. Once again, you know, I've been taking all of the crazy pills, so this makes sense to me. Okay, all of the crazy pills at once. Red pill, blue pill, purple pill, beige pill. I didn't even know there was a beige pill, but apparently there is. So, yeah. But that is not where it starts, actually. That's not where it stops, excuse me. That is where it starts. It starts with Anita Sarkeesian getting canceled for saying, "Don't call me a birthing person, call me a woman," because, you know, how dare she? Why are you trying to start a fight, Anita Sarkeesian? Why are you trying to start a fight by demanding that people call you a woman just because you've been a woman for most of your life? Because, I mean, she's old enough, she has been a woman for most of her life. But no, that's not where it stops. Because, you know, if you're going to cancel someone, you have to add lots of obviously false accusations. So, Anita Sarkeesian, for the record, is Armenian. That's a group of people who have suffered from racism and genocide far more than most groups of people, okay? They're a peculiarly victimized group. So, obviously, you should call her a racist. Which is what they did. So, this person whose name I'm not going to repeat, because I think they're an extremely evil person, and I don't want to give them any more, I don't remember their name. Name is not worth remembering, okay? I'll admit it. I don't remember their name. Not worth remembering. One of the things that's not worth remembering. That person's name. But this person went on Twitter and said that Anita Sarkeesian will call you an N-word. And then linked a video of Anita Sarkeesian in her capacity as a newscaster. Oh, not Anita Sarkeesian, excuse me, I'm sorry. Ana Kasparian. Whoa. And linked a video of Ana Kasparian in her capacity as a newscaster. How many times did I say Anita Sarkeesian? I don't even know. Of Ana Kasparian in her capacity as a newscaster, denouncing other people for using the N-word. She quoted the N-word saying, "Other people are bad racist because they called other people this word," and she said the word. So, do you know who talks about racism? Racists? That is literally a line, one of the stupidest lines that ever appeared on Fox News. Like, I'm not saying there have been plenty of stupid lines said on Fox News. That's one of the dumbest, and it was actually said there. You know who talks about racism? Racist. But now, the, wonderful, and their supreme wisdom, the woke left has adopted that same idea. You know who talks about racism? Racists. You know who uses the racial slur in the context of this other person whom I rebuke for being a racist said this word? Racist. Whoa! Clown world. We are living... No, you're living. I don't live... I just saw this, you know, when I'm switching between dimensions as a time wizard. You are living in clown world. I am living in a world with flying castles and spiders and giant dragons and things like that makes significantly more sense than the world you are living in. So, congratulations, all of you, on living in a world where male sex offenders can demand to be called women, but if a woman asks to be called a woman, then she's just, you know, she's trying to start a fight. Probably trying to help the fascists take over, because, you know, nothing says I love fascism like, please don't call me a birthing person. So, yeah. And you know who doesn't like being called a birthing person? Uppity females. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to say. You know who doesn't like being called a birthing person? Racists. Because if you don't like being demeaned in that way, you're probably a racist. And you know who talks about racism? You know who says that racism is bad? Racists. Actual line from Fox News. Now, repurposed by the woke left to explain that Ana Kasparian is definitely a racist because as a newscaster, she said other people said racist stuff. So, yeah. That is the world you people live in. And, you are sad, strange people in that dimension, in that country called United States. And you have my pity. And I'll just leave it at that. So, do zdawania.